All right, last up.
Uh-huh.
Persona 5 Fanzine in disarray after lead organizer allegedly embezzles $20,000. Fanzine,
yes. Yeah, first of all, I didn't even know you could make that much money on a fanzine. They must have kickstarted it or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's a Persona 5 fanzine they were working on with they were getting art made and articles and all that shit. And apparently one of the people in charge was just using the money for personal expenses. I bought Genshin Impact shit. I got delivery for food. I was paying my bills out of this money and stuff like that.
That's a classic move.
Yeah. It's just how do these people get into the spot and they have no self-control where they can just spend this money on whatever they want?
That's bizarre.
I don't know. It's just not in me. If I had I was working on a project and I had this money, it'd just be
this money goes to the project.
Yeah, even if it was maybe this was a thing where it was we have to withdraw it into my account and I have to hold it. But then it would be well, I get another account.
Yeah.
It doesn't go into my account.
Yeah, it doesn't go into the personal account. It goes into another account.
So, I mean, I guess some people temptation is too much. And it's I see the money there. Okay. It's okay, I withdraw $20,000. Well, if I get $5 worth of delivery, it's only $5. They're not going to tell.
It's $5.
And then it's well,
and then $10.
No one's asked about it. Let me buy this shit in Genshin Impact. And then it's oh, I spent $20,000. Oopsie poopsie.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're treating it as a loan thing. Oh, I'll pay it back. I don't have it now, but I'll pay it back later.
Yeah.
Very
That's
weird.
what a credit card's for, idiot.
Yeah, but it's easier when it's already in your accounts or whatever.
I guess so.
But yeah, I was shocked that they had made this much money. It was $90,000 for this fanzine.
Wow.
It's got to be full cover hardcolors, full color hardcover when it's done, or what?
Maybe.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Those Persona fanboys, they really went wild on this thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So unfortunately, this person looks like they were Canadian.
No.
Giving us a bad name over here.
I mean, we've already got a bad name with everything going on up here.
I mean, it's not that bad though.
No, it's no America level, but
yeah. So, yeah. At first, I was they're making fanzines still, and then I was you can make money on a fanzine. How did they get so much money? But this was this was not oops, I spent it. It was oh no, here I've doctored a screenshot showing the balance of the account.
Oh, they just got the whole spreadsheet published on their expenses right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, they took in 90,000 Canadian for this thing. That's just crazy. That is just crazy. I'd be interested to see was this thing going to be physically released? I guess it must have been.
Yeah, there's a lot of printing going on in this Excel sheet they got.
Yeah, but are they going to do a PDF? Is it only digital?
$9,418 in postage.
So the other thing with this too is how much for postage?
$9,418.92.
That's a lot. So the other thing with this too is is it illegal? Maybe, but the police aren't going to do anything about it. You would have to sue them in it wouldn't be small claims at this dollar value, I don't think, but you'd have to go file a lawsuit.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, my apologies. Because the police aren't going to do anything.
No.
Because it'll be they spent the money they weren't allowed to. Okay, but how do I prove they weren't allowed to?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I remember one of the shops here in town, they had the pictures of the thieves up, and there was one where the guy was behind the counter. And I was how did the guy get behind the counter to steal? And the woman was oh, that guy used to work for us. And I was well, what's the story? And she's oh, he just closed up shop one day and took all the money out of the safe and left. And I was and the police didn't arrest him? And they were no. And I was well, why not? And he's well, the police, they can't prove that he wasn't allowed to take the money. It's something that we have to go to court to get the money back.
Wow, that's crazy.
He had access to the safe.
Yeah, he's allowed in there.
He's allowed in there.
Money.
So it's a case of he said, she said.
Yeah. Huh.
And I was like, that's fucked up.
That
So,
is.
but again, that
crazy.
might have been just cops being lazy, because one of the similar things happened at our store in Williams Lake, where a guy stole boots. We had video footage of him stealing it, and the cop came in, and they were like, well, we know who this guy is. We want to, like, you know, and they're like, well, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, that's weird. And then we put the footage on Facebook to share around, and everyone's like, oh, that's this guy. We know who it is.
Yeah.
And then a cop showed up at the store the next day and was like, do you want to press charges? And the manager's like, well, I wanted to yesterday, but they wouldn't do it. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, the cop that was in here talking to me about it yesterday said I couldn't press charges. And the cop was like, well, what was that guy? Do you have that guy's card? So it's like, it depends on the cop you talk to.
Oh,
too.
yeah, for sure.
Not
Everyone's
all
loose.
cops are bastards,
Yeah.
but
Everyone's loose interpretation of the law.
Yeah. So, very fucked up.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what this $90,000 fanzine looks like.
Yeah, no kidding. They don't really have anything in the
Yeah,
article about it.
maybe
or
if there's
anything
a
like that.
PDF and it's like $5, I might think about picking it up to look at,
Just have a peek.
just to see what's
Big
worth.
Persona
Like
fan?
what? Well, I like Persona. I own Persona 3 and 4. I'm gonna play Persona
Oh.
5 when it comes to Game Pass shortly. So, yeah, I'd be interested to see, anyways.
It doesn't look like there's anything on the cover art has been drawn.
Yeah.
You can see that on the Twitter. It looks pretty cool.
So that's where this money was going to be going to, is paying for artists and shit like that.
Oh,
not,
yeah.
Not $20,000 in Genshin Impact pulls. So, anyways.
Get your caps, open them up. You get the good characters. I don't know how Genshin Impact
I
works. It's a
think-
gotcha, isn't it?
Yeah, you get weapons and characters.
Oh.
I was just waiting for it to come out with the Xbox before I tried it, but it's never going to come to
Nah.
Xbox.
Better fire up that PlayStation.
Nah, I don't want to use the DualSense. I'll play
It's
it on
already plugged
PC with my Xbox controller.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyways, whatever.
Yes. All right, guys,
Very
that's going to
weird.
be it for this episode of the Stream Void Podcast. This has been episode 88. I have been Mikey T, and of course,
I have been curb stomped
he sure has.
today.
Today. Tomorrow, he might be somebody else.
Nah, I'll still be curb stomped tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe on Monday, though.
If you're listening to this on the RSS feeds, on the podcatcher of your choice, please go ahead, share us with a friend. Leave us a
Yes,
review.
That's the big one.
That's the big one.
Share
You
us
got to
with a
get them
friend.
shares around.
Exactly.
You got to get us out there. And don't
Yes.
forget to join the Patreon, patreon.com/StreamVoidPod.
That's the one.
Yeah, it is. Stay tuned to the after show. We're going to watch the trailer for Mad God
Oh, right.
or Dog Dam.
Okay, that's how it's backwards. or
That's
something?
totally backwards.
Okay.
And yeah, if you want to watch this live, we go live every Saturday at 11 a.m. PST
On twitch.tv/StreamVoidPod.
on Facebook.
I don't know what it
I
is.
don't even know what the Facebook one is,
And-
and on YouTube.
I don't know what that one is.
Yeah, I mean,
either.
either it's a string of random characters.
Soon enough, we'll have enough subscribers to get
Yeah.
a custom URL,
Yeah.
but not quite yet.
Not yet. All right, we'll see you guys again in 1 week's time.
Goodbye.
Bye.